Peace, love, and light. Welcome again to the existence changing experience that is the Institute of Biblical Studies and Higher Consciousness. And I'm Pastor Walker, and it's my pleasure to come again with you today. For those that are on Zoom with us today, your spiritual guide to spiritual excellence and evolution. I'm grateful for this beautiful day that we've been given to share the word, and I'm grateful for those of you that come in on Zoom with us, and for those of you that view these videos on my channel after it's posted to YouTube. I just humbly ask that if this video or the videos on my channel are a blessing to you, to please like, share, and subscribe. And I know you notice now we got our new backdrop back there, the Institute of Biblical Studies of Higher Consciousness. All praises to the Most High. We are grateful for another opportunity to come together and share the word as it is given to us. Again, I don't rush the word and I don't promise to know it all. But what I do know, I'm willing to share, and I will do my best to do the word justice. So if it turns out into a part 2 or a part 3, don't be angry. Just sit back and enjoy the ride. We have some great things coming down the pipe. A new podcast is going to be coming down, uh, and I'll be revealing what that's going to be called in the near future. But today, we're just going to look forward to just getting into the word because I know it's been a while. So I'm grateful to be able to come back with you now. We're back steaming and rolling hard. And so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and pray in or affirm in, and then we'll get into the message lesson for today. Let us affirm. Creator of all, we're grateful for the blessing of life and strength that you've given unto us. We're grateful for knowledge, for gnosis, for spiritual evolution, for the awakening of the soul, and the revelation of truth and knowledge. We're grateful for every door open and every way made, for every gift given from eternity, every manifestation brought from the intangible to the tangible. We humble ourselves and confess that we have no sin, and any transgressions against divine law or universal law that we've committed, we repent that we may be in alignment, that our flow of abundance, that our flow of righteousness, that our flow of excellent health, that our flow of great fortune and power and strength will continue. I humble myself and ask that you would think through my mind and speak through my mouth those things which are beneficial for the edification of those listening. And we give all honor for the words spoken and all wisdom given. We speak these words before the name, before the throne of the Creator, that it may come before the throne of the Almighty. So be it. Again, welcome to the existence changing experience that is the Institute of Biblical Studies and Higher Consciousness. And I am Pastor Walker, your guide to spiritual excellence. Today's lesson topic is coming from the book of Matthew, the 12th chapter, verse 36. And the topic of discussion is, well, I'm going to do it like we used to do it in the church. I'm going to start with the emphasis scripture. Matthew 12 and 36. And it reads, "But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give an account thereof in the day of judgment." The lesson topic for this discussion is going to be the curse of idle words. The curse of idle words. He says, every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give an account. That's why it's not good for us to make promises that we cannot keep or won't keep. That is why that we shouldn't speak words in anger that we're not going to back with action. Because in the day of judgment, and this is not as we were given or told or sold on, when you come before the great white throne of judgment of God, this is when the circumstances find you in life, when it's that time of karma to hit you for the empty words that you spoke. So we're going to begin this lesson with defining the words, the key words that we're using in this lesson. And the first word, he said, every idle word. Well, what is idle? By definition, the word idle means without purpose or effect. Any words that you speak without purpose, Without effect, effect is action, backing, okay? Without purpose or effect, pointless words, words that you don't mean. You just want to make an empty threat. You know, my mama used to tell me, don't sell no wolf tickets because one day somebody just might buy one. Don't make no threats to nobody or what you gonna do unless you ready to carry it out, regardless of what it is. If it's to be of a gift to them and a credit to them, you know, you keep your word. But if it's to tear hind parts to do something harmful, keep your words because you're accountable for your words and the actions that follow. That's why in the Old Testament, he said that when you speak a word before the Creator, you better carry that baby out because he has no pleasure in fools. You're a fool to speak a word because this is the thing. Our words carry power. They're vibration. Whatsoever you speak goes into the ether. It goes into the universe and it returns to you because you have to be on a frequency and you are on a frequency when you speak. If you're speaking a negative word or a word of anger or a word of threatening, you're in a low vibration. So the universe is going to mirror back to you the circumstances of that low vibration. And you may not want to reap the fruits of that low vibrational word. Same thing with words of high vibration. You're going to receive back the harvest of the words that you spoke without purpose or effect, pointless, especially of a threat or boast. You cannot boast and say, that's why the word tells us to not say what we're going to do, but to say, the Lord will, we will do these things. Or let your yays be yays and your nays be nays. Why? Because pointless words, words without purpose or no effect. So you're supposed to speak words with purpose. You're supposed to determine in your heart what you want to be so when you speak and get on that vibration. So when you speak that, it comes to pass. Don't just be saying stuff just to be sounding good. Yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to build this. And I'm going to have this. Just so you can compete with the Joneses. Oh, other new drink. Minagra. I had to make some lifestyle changes. But it's just as refreshing. Especially of a threat or boast. Words, or it says without foundation. Words that have no foundation, have no power behind them, have no intent behind them, have no faith behind them. Just speaking it vicariously. Yet, a wrong seed sown in your garden is a seed sown nonetheless. If you intended to plant peas, but you planted corn seeds, guess what you're going to get in the harvest time? You're going to get corn. Same thing with your words. You might say a word that you didn't intend to say. And if you don't command your energy back and repent for saying it, because you can say words in the moment, upset, angry, heated, or even afraid, and you have put that seed into the universe with some fear fertilizer on it, with some anger, some low vibrational fertilizer on it. It's a seed nonetheless, and you're going to reap the fruits of that which you have sown. That's why I call it the curse of idle words. Now, what are words? Words, by definition, is a single, distinct, meaningful. Notice the word meaningful because it has purpose, it has effect, it has a point, it has a foundation, a distinct, meaningful element of speech or writing, used with others or sometimes alone. Talking about words, to form a sentence and typically shown with a space or on either side when written or printed. A word is a command, password, or signal. Your words are command to the universe. And it may be a password to either suffering or abundance. It is a signal to the universe of what you're ready to receive or what you're open to receive. Choose and use particular words in order to say or write something. That's the last definition of word. And what do you do with your words? You speak. So what does it mean to speak? The verb speaks, it means to say something in order to convey information, an opinion, or feeling. When you speak your words, you are conveying information, internal information that's coming from you, that's vibrating from you. Whether it's your opinion or your feeling, you have to be mindful of the words that you speak and be ready to accept the consequences or benefits of your words. It means to show or manifest, in parentheses, someone or something, to be in a particular state or to possess a certain quality. That's why you can't play with your words. You can't be speaking words without purpose, without points, without effect, without foundation. That's just when it becomes a curse. And a curse is a solemn utterance intended to invoke a supernatural power to inflict harm or punishment on someone or something. When you utilize words wrong, when they have no point, when they have no purpose, when they have no foundation, you are invoking a curse upon yourself because you're speaking an idle word, a word that has no substance, a word that you did not mean to speak, and you can't get back, but you can cancel it. But the best thing to do is to think about your words before you speak them openly, because whether you consciously think of it or not, you thought of it because it came out of your mouth. That word curse means to be afflicted with. You are afflicted when you with the results of wrongful speaking, negative speaking, useless speaking. That's why the word even warns us against too much jesting or joking, because those words still brings accountability. A curse means a cause of harm or misery. You can reap consequences of harm or misery as a result of your words. You can say the wrong thing to the wrong person, and that person can end your life or seriously injure you, or affect your life to the point, for those of you that like to curse your bosses out and speak your whole mind. Child, I told her something. I gave him a good what for. And then you come in crying because now you're fired. Because now your primary means of taking care of your family is gone. Why? Because you spoke with a loose mouth. You spoke some idle words, some words that you weren't ready to back, some words that you weren't prepared to receive the punishment for. Again, words spoken in a low vibration, in a negative state of being, without intent, manifest unfavorable results. Our words must have meaning. They must have purpose. Why are you talking? If you ain't talking, you need to keep your mouth closed. Or if you're not talking with purpose and intent, you need to keep your mouth closed. Now, you do have some people that say certain words that they have the intentions of harming someone else. But the scripture says, let the husbandman, the sower, be first partaker of the fruits. So let's back up what we were saying by this note. Our words must have purpose. Genesis, the first chapter, verses 1-3. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, reading from the King James. And the earth was without form and void, and the darkness was upon the face of the deep. Now, at this time, according to ancient writings, they believed that the gods would come to the earth and do battle. Now, according to the Sumerian and the Mesopotamian history, when the Anunnaki gods had to fight against Tiamat, the Titan, and her monsters, when Marduk overcame her, the earth was void and without form, and he took her remains and created the earth that we know today. Now, some would say, according to science, that there was a planet like Earth that was called Tiamat that was destroyed, and its remains became the asteroid belt, and a new Earth was created. Okay. Now it says, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. The purpose of the words, let there be light, was to create light, and light was manifested. Goes back to the definition that we said when we talked about to speak. And it says, solemn words intended to invoke a supernatural power to inflict harm or punishment, or to invoke, oh, I went down too far. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, to speak. I went to curse. To speak. Say something in order to convey information, an opinion, or feeling of behavior or object, serves as evidence for something, to show or manifest something or someone to be in a particular state or possess a certain quality. So when he said, let there be light, it was his desire that light, the quality of light was to manifest, and light came to being. And because you have the Spirit of the Most High, his essence, the supreme consciousness inside of you, you possess that same ability and power to speak into existence, to a word of manifestation. But whatever your purpose is will determine whether you get the positive results or the negative results behind that. Whether you're speaking it idly just to be saying something, just to sound good, or whether you got some intent behind it and you desire to see what you say come to pass. See, when you learn how to control your words, when you know the power of the vibration of your voice, when you know the power of the vibration of your voice mixed with faith and mixed with the vibration of the universe and your own vibration, you can expect what you say to come to pass. I know some folks feel like that's tempting God, that's mocking God. Well, how can you do that when you're God, when you are God? That's why he gave you dominion. That's why he made you in his likeness. That means to be like, or it, or however you see it. God, Yahweh, Allah, whatever word you use. Now, Proverbs the 18th chapter verse 4 says this: the words of a man's mouth are as deep waters, and a wellspring of wisdom as a flowing brook. Deep waters. Deep waters. When water is deep, you don't know what's in that water. You don't know what kind of predators are in that water, what kind of life forms that are in that water, whatever species, whatever treasures, things are hidden in deep waters. The only way that they're revealed is if you go into deep waters with light to shed light on it. But when you shed light on words that are deep, when you draw from the deep with your words, because even Yahweh said that out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water, or Jesus, then your words become a wellspring of wisdom that becomes as a flowing brook. That means you speak life into other people's life. You give people wisdom. You give them good information. You give them good guidance. But when you speak idle words, you can lead people down the wrong path. You can lead people to the destruction of their lives because they trusted in the words that you use. Or you can destroy their life because you spoke the wrong words to them and it hurt them spiritually. But you have to give an account for those words. That's why your intent must be right. It must be pure, righteous, backed by power. Now, what does it mean by deep waters? Let's go a little bit into it. Deep waters. Deep waters offer significant benefits for health, industry, and exercise. Deep sea water, DSW, are sourced from below 200 meters, is rich in minerals, magnesium, potassium that support cardiovascular health, reduce inflammation, and improve skin condition. Industrially, it provides fisheries, energy, and resources. Furthermore, deep water exercise offer low impact, high resistance training that protects the joints while strengthening your muscles. Deep water have a lot of good benefits. But as I stated earlier, deep waters can possess a lot of danger because you got predators that live under deep water, like sharks and piranhas and some other kind of alligators, crocodiles that live in deep waters. But when deep waters are used properly, you get all of these benefits I just read. Now, the health and wellness aspect of deep waters is deep sea water is often used in functional foods and drinks due to high nutrient content, potential to lower cholesterol, and the ability to improve insulin production, thus helping with lifestyle-related diseases. Its purity makes it suitable for skincare and reduction of inflammation. Now, according to industry and resources, deep ocean areas are crucial for fishing, and they provide natural resources like oil, gas, and valuable minerals. And of course, the exercise therapy, deep water running and aerobics allow for weightless, no impact workout that removes stress on joints and bones while providing high resistance training. The buoyancy of deep water also helps with muscle rehabilitation, while warm water can reduce spasms and increase mobility. Ecological and climate functions of the cause of deep waters. The deep ocean plays a vital role in regulating the planet's climate. Now, the metaphysical aspect of deep waters, because this is what we really have to be concerned with when it talks about a man's words or a person's words. According to the metaphysical understanding, deep waters represent an uncharted, chaotic, or profound depths of the subconscious, spiritual, and emotional realms, often symbolizing overwhelming life trials, the unknown, and the need for absolute faith. That's why your words must have what? Purpose, have foundation. They signify a transition from shallow surface level existence to a deeper, transformative spiritual maturity. That's when you can say something simple and it's profound in the ears of the hearers, but you're not trying to sound deep. Now, key metaphysical interpretations include, spiritual transformation and faith. Moving into deep water symbolizes abandoning surface level logical trust to rely entirely on divine guidance, often representing a spiritual journey. That's what you're supposed to be learning in your meditation time, in your word time. When trials come upon you, you're supposed to be developing that logic and trust to rely entirely on divine guidance, to come out of being the shallow self, the surface self. and get into being the real you, and to being the real you all the time around all people. Now, if the real you is a jerk, a butthole, an ignoramus, then you might want to change the way that you handle yourself. Chaos in testing. Deep waters represents turbulent, overwhelming life circumstances, emotional distress, or intense personal trials that require spiritual strength to navigate. That's why sometimes you lose your job for a stupid reason or no reason. To see what kind of faith you're going to manifest. To see if you're going to fold in the situation, if you're going to lose it, or you're going to overcome it and operate in the same faith. And when you'll find that when you operate in the same faith, when you declare you have faith, you got to prove it. And when you operate in that same faith, you get the same results. Take it for somebody who knows personally. Now, deep waters in regards to the unconscious mind. They're seen as symbols of the uniformed potential or the unexpressed possibilities within the mind. You always remember your subconscious mind does not know the difference between what's true and what's not. It believes everything it hears, it receives. And when you have that ball of energy within you that develops inside of you when you're speaking or believing or thinking a certain thing, then your subconscious mind says, okay, that's what you want me to put into the universe, so the universe can mirror that back to you. That's why you have to be careful of what's in your mind, what's in your spirit, what's in your heart, what you're thinking, what you're saying to yourself. Because it'll eventually come out of you, and it's going to be shown to you in the physical. That's what happened to Job. Now, deep waters, according to hidden wisdom, deep waters signifies profound hidden knowledge or spiritual insights that lie beneath the surface, requiring introspection to uncover. And more especially in regards to deep water, it has a means of destruction or divine judgment. In some contexts, deep waters represents chaos or spiritual death from which a person is rescued by divine intervention. So what about the flowing brook? Because that's where wisdom comes. The flowing brook provides numerous environmental, physical, and psychological benefits, acting as a vital, self-purifying ecosystem that supports biodiversity and human well-being. The key advantages include filtering pollutants, providing clean water, aiding in flood control, and creating a calming, therapeutic, in parentheses, or blue space for mental health. Now, the environmental or ecological benefits is this: water purification. Brooks filter pollutants, nutrients, and sediment, ensuring clearer water for downstream ecosystems and communities. Flood erosion and mitigation. Healthy undammed brooks absorb heavy rain, snow melt, and runoff, which reduces the risk of and damage from floods. Words of wisdom. They absorb heavy situations in your life and negative runoff to reduce the damage of floods in your life. Now, habitat support. They offer talking about flowing brooks, crucial high quality habitats and breeding grounds for aquatic life such as trout, insects, and amphibians, as well as providing drinking water for terrestrial life. Temperature regulation. Forested streams forested stream buffers keep water temperature cool, which is essential for the survival of many aquatic species. Nutrient cycling. They aid in breaking down organic material, transferring nutrients to ecosystems. Now, the human and psychological benefits of a flowing brook. Mental health and stress reduction. The sound of running water, and I loved it because I play this when I go to sleep at night. I'll play either running water or rain falling. The sound of running water reduces cortisol levels. Wow. And provides natural white noise that calms the brain, eases anxiety, and helps with relaxation. So if you get stressed, you just need to go to YouTube and turn you on some running water, some flowing water, and relax your mind. And recreation and exercise. Brooks are sites for activities like hiking, fishing, and wading, which promotes physical health and improve moods. Sensory stimulation. The sights and sounds of a brook can improve cognitive focus. So I'm going to be meditating to the sounds of running water a lot more. Cognitive focus. It boosts creativity and helps with attention restoration, especially when I'm doing my work for school. I might have me some running water going in the background. Now, the agricultural economic benefits of a flowing brook. Irrigation and farming. Flowing brooks provide a reliable water source for crops and livestock. Soil fertility. They deposit mineral-rich, fertile sediment in floodplains. Economic opportunities. Clean waterways support local tourism and recreation, in some cases sustainable fishing. But this is the part that we're really mostly, because all of those physical aspects are good and we benefit from them daily. But the metaphysical, the spiritual is what we're interested in the most, is what we have to build upon. The metaphysical meaning of a flowing brook is profoundly rooted in its nature as a small, consistent, and active source of water. It is generally interpreted as a symbol of life-giving wisdom, the quiet, persistent, and sustaining grace of the divine, and the active, refreshing nature of spiritual truth. The flowing brook of wisdom. In the biblical spiritual literature, a flowing brook is often compared to a wellspring of wisdom, as in Proverbs 18:4. Unlike deep waters, which can hide hidden dangers, I said that earlier, or motives. That's why it says the man's words are deep water, because you have some people that speak with hidden motives. The brook is clear. That's another contrast. Deep waters are dark. You can't see. But a flowing brook is clear. You can see the fish. You can see the frogs. You can see any snakes or whatever that's flowing in that brook. The brook is clear, transparent, and accessible. It represents divine knowledge that is not merely academic, but active, refreshing, and life-giving, providing practical and calming wisdom to the soul. Now, you got to watch those people that's always trying to sound deep in their words. And the Lord said, you don't have to get deep or trying to use big words to kind of throw you off. A flowing brook gonna speak plainly with no hidden motives. It's gonna be truthful. That's why it says wisdom flows as a flowing brook. Yes, deep waters have positive benefits, but there are more dangers at stake that you can't see. But a brook, if it got something dangerous in it, you can see it. You can avoid it, or you can destroy it. Constant spiritual sustenance and grace. A brook represents a non-stop or continuous source of spiritual nourishment, similar to living water described in John, the 7th chapter, verse 38, which flows from within. I already quoted it earlier. Out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water. It represents God's constant, gentle, and refreshing presence, often unnoticed, that guides and sustains people through the dry seasons of life. Much like Elijah or Aliyah, which who was sustained by the brook Cherith, Cherith. If you speak words without proper intent, if you speak them in a low vibrational state, you will reap the negative consequences of those words. Your words are power, and they give life, whether positive or negatively, to what you say. There's a power inside of you, your tongue. Like David said, my tongue is the pen of a ready writer. And whatever you put on paper is a manifestation of thought. That's where books come from. So just because you don't see your words written in the universe, written in the ether, because it's in the air, it's invisible, or you'll receive the written manifestation and proof of the words that you spoke, whether good or bad. The key is to know what you're speaking, why you're speaking, your intent of speaking, so that you don't get caught up in the curse of words that are idle. I'm going to stop right there. We're going to pick up next week and continue on with the flowing brook, so that I can give you a chance to go and meditate on whether you want to have your words as deep waters where you can't see danger, or a flowing brook that's transparent, a wellspring of life. This has been the existence changing experience that is the Institute of Biblical Studies and Higher Consciousness. I'm Pastor Walker, and it's my pleasure to be with you in fellowship, but more so to share the word that's given to me. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, IBSHC. As you can see in the top up there, IBSHC. Also on TikTok, because I'm getting ready to start back with my weekly videos, IBSHC. And you can follow me on Facebook at Oscar Walker. And, of course, on YouTube, the Institute of Biblical Studies and Higher Consciousness. Thank you for your time. I pray that this word was a benefit to your soul and it opened your eyes. So until next week, I'm going to bid you peace, love, and light. Let us affirm out. Creator of all, we give all esteem and praise to you. We honor you. We thank you for this message, the beginning of this lesson. We're thankful for the information that is put out and the revelation brought to pass. I'm grateful for those that view this video, and for those that will view it, like it, and share it, and subscribe, and even share a love gift. We're grateful. Thank you for your power and ability that resides in us, and the wisdom that pours down from above and flows through, for the awakening of the Kundalini energy, for our ancestors, spirit guides, the angels, the universal energies and powers. We give all honor to you, that as we depart from this Zoom, but never from your presence, we know that you go with us and keep us until we come together again. Esteem, praise, glory, and honor, henceforth and forever. I speak these things in the name of the Creator, that it may come before the throne of the almighty power. So be it. May the Creator bless you and keep you. May He cause the countenance to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May He show you His mercy and bid you His peace. Peace, love, and light. See you next week. Thank you for joining in. See you next week for more of the same.